Thursday thoughts. So I did a video a couple of weeks ago just talking about how to stay motivated over Christmas, and we sort of talked about some things about discipline and those types of areas. And basically, long story short, if you want to watch the video, you can go back a couple of weeks, you will find it on there. But what I spoke about is it's just about setting yourself up for success and creating those habits to make sure that you can keep doing that when you potentially don't want to. Now, since I've done that video, I've had a few people watch it, and they've started asking me some questions, and they're like, what if this, what if that, I can't do this, I can't do that, this is going to make it hard, da, 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 so on and so forth. Now, leads me on to today's topic and what I'm going to talk about on today's video, and that's identifying your reasons against your excuses. Now, we have a very easy thing to do when we find an excuse. We can sometimes mistake that, or a lot of the times we can mistake that for a reason. And what I mean by that is we think that because we can't do X, Y, Z, we are unable to do that due to a legitimate reason that is outside of our circle of control and our circle of, influence. So one of the biggest things about setting those habits, especially when it comes to tasks that you potentially don't want to do or don't really appeal to you, is being a little bit real with yourself and identifying what's an excuse and what are the reasons why I can or I can't do something. Okay? And you will generally find that for the most part, most of what you're feeding yourself is excuses. One thing that we hear a lot is the old time argument. I don't have time to train 3 days a week. I don't have time to prepare meals to eat properly. Things like that. And generally, time is never the problem. It's a lack of priorities. I've touched on this in previous videos before, but it's that task that you're looking to do is not a priority. You have a higher priority. Now, that might be a legitimate priority, but saying that you don't have time to do something does not necessarily encompass a reason for you not being able to do it. That's generally an excuse. Let's take the eating well argument, for example. We talk about preparation and how preparation is the best way to make sure that you eat properly, and very, very common theme with that we hear a lot of is I don't have 3 or 4 hours on a Sunday to put my meals together and to, prep for the week ahead. Okay, let's entertain for a reason the fact that you may not have 4 hours. Better than average chance you might have half an hour, you might have an hour, so you may even have only something like 15 minutes. So then what you need to do is you need to go out and seek the information you need to get it done within the time that you have. Everybody has time. Depending on different people's lifestyles and what they do, that time can be a sliding scale, I will give you that. It can be, you can have a lot of time, or you can have a minimal amount of time. But you can prep, you can get food prep done to eat well for yourself in half an hour. You don't need 4 or 5 hours to do it. So to then go and use I don't have time as an excuse for not eating well, that doesn't really work. That's not a reason, it's an excuse. So if there is something that you keep telling yourself, I know we're touching on time, but it's probably the most common thing we hear. You've got to look at the reasons why. Why can't I do it? Okay, I don't have time to train because the class times that at the gym that I'm going to don't work for me. Okay, cool. Then when do you have time? Do you need to go to a class? Maybe you could talk to a trainer, get a plan for the time that you have available to train. Allocate that time. trying to make it a reason for you not to train as a result of not being available at a particular time due to school drop-offs, other things in life, having a different set of priorities or a higher set of priorities in that time frame is not a reason for you not to train. It's simply an excuse. So what needs to happen in order for you to progress and in order for you to get that discipline and that consistency around those habits that are going to, if we relate back to staying motivated over Christmas, but just staying motivated in general, you need to really be 100% honest with yourself in saying, okay, that's just an excuse. I may not have 4 hours to do this, but I have an hour. So now it's on you to go out and seek the tools to work out how to make that work for that time frame that you have. Or it may just be about being real with yourself and being, okay, my health needs to be more of a priority than binge watching the latest season of Game of Thrones on TV. You have to look at what you are prioritizing over the time of these. But, you know, then people are like, but I need my time to unwind. I need this, I need that. Okay, then why aren't you training? You're not training because you are prioritizing these things over the top of it. But you need to find time to do things, especially over Christmas, especially when it's busy times of year. We know that exercise is going to help in the release of dopamine and other good chemicals throughout your body, so you need to keep doing it. You need to eat well. Food is going to fuel that body, which is going to help you function better for everything else that you do. So regardless of where your priorities are stacked, you need to prioritize your health. And telling yourself that you don't have time or some other excuse is not only doing yourself a disservice, but it's not helping your family, your employers, and all those other things. So understand what the difference is between a reason, which is something that you simply cannot control, i.e. we've got a shit ton of rain coming down at the moment, you get flooded into your house and you can't get out to the gym. Okay, that's a reason why you can't get to the gym, but you may be able to do a workout in your garage. It's not a reason for not doing something. Okay, don't turn a reason into an excuse for breaking a habit. That's it for this week. Make sure that you work hard on identifying the difference between a reason and an excuse, and that, my friends, will help you very much over this festive season and in those times that you find it hard to stay motivated and stay training. Stay safe. Bye.